Good morning, student. Today we will discuss about physiology and injury in sports. Physiology. Physiology, it is the study of structures, it is the study of functioning of various organs and system of a human body. Study of functions and its effect. Okay, physiology means study of functioning of various organs and its system of a body, like functioning of a respiratory system, circulatory system, digestive system, etc. Anatomy. Anatomy means study of structures, size, shape of a human body systems, its size, structures, etc. These are the two things. Next is, what are the physiological factors that determine the strength, that determine the physical fitness? Means physiological factors determining strength, endurance, flexibility, speed, etc. First, we will discuss about physiological factors determining physiological factors determining what are the physiological factors that determine endurance. First, endurance. Endurance, it is the ability of an individual to do an activity for a long period of time, or we can say it is the ability to resist fatigue. Endurance, it is of two types. Short term endurance and long term endurance. Short term endurance, it is also known as aerobic endurance, and long term short term endurance, short term and aerobic, and long term aerobic. This is about the endurance. Endurance means ability to resist fatigue. It is of two types: short term endurance, long term endurance. Short term endurance means ability of a person to do the activity with high speed for a short period of time. We do in the absence of oxygen, and our speed is fast, our speed is high. Long term endurance, in long term endurance we do the activity at medium speed, slow speed, and the duration is high, the distance is long. Okay, we do the activity for a long period of time and the speed is slow. For example, in 100 meters, for example in marathon running, road cycling, mountaineering, etc. What are the physiological factors that determine endurance? The first is maximum oxygen uptake. Maximum oxygen uptake or intake. Maximum oxygen uptake or intake. Maximum oxygen intake. Oxygen intake means the amount of oxygen which can be taken up by the lungs from the atmosphere. And oxygen uptake means the amount of oxygen which can be absorbed and consumed by the working muscles from the blood. Okay, oxygen intake means the amount of oxygen which can be taken up by the lungs from the atmosphere, and oxygen uptake means the amount of oxygen which can be absorbed and consumed by the working muscles from the blood. So if the oxygen uptake increase, then the endurance of a person will improve. Next is pulmonary diffusion. Pulmonary diffusion means the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide between lungs and the blood. Okay, pulmonary diffusion means the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide between the lungs and blood. So if the pulmonary diffusion increase, then there will be the faster exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide between lungs and the blood, which help to improve our endurance. Next is cardiac output. Cardiac output, it is the amount of blood. Which can be pumped out by the heart in 1 minute. Okay, cardiac output means the amount of blood pumped out by the heart in 1 minute. So if the cardiac output increase, our endurance will increase because more blood will be pumped out by the heart. More oxygen rich blood will reach to the working muscles. Okay, if our cardiac output increase, more oxygen will reach to the working muscles, which help to improve our endurance. Aerobic capacity. If our aerobic capacity increase, our endurance will increase. Aerobic capacity means ability of an individual to do the activity for a long period of time with slow speed. Lactic threshold. Lactic acid. Whenever we do the activity, the lactic acid is produced, due to which we feel fatigue. Okay, whenever we do exercise, lactic acid is produced, due to which we feel. So if the ability of our muscles to tolerate lactic acid increase, then our endurance will increase. Okay, lactic threshold means the ability of our muscles to tolerate lactic acids. If the ability of our muscles to tolerate lactic acid increase, then we can do exercise for a long period of time. Our endurance will improve because we will feel less tired. There will be less tiredness, less fatigue. Blood volume and flow. If the blood volume increase, if the flow of blood is more, then our endurance will be more. Okay, if the flow of blood is more, then more hemoglobin will reach, which is present in the red blood cells increase. Okay, blood volume and blood flow. The regular training increase the flow, increase hemoglobin in the red blood cells. In red blood cells, hemoglobin, more oxygen. There will be the more oxygen, so our endurance will improve. Red muscle, okay, red muscle fibers, it is also known as slow twist muscle fibers. Red muscle fibers whenever we red muscle fibers, it contains hemoglobin. Red muscle fibers carry more oxygen, thus its help to do the activity for a long period of time. It's improve our endurance. Okay, red muscle fibers, it contain hemoglobins, it carry more oxygen, therefore our endurance will improve. Hydration. If the persons remain hydrated, that will be the if the persons remain hydrated, then our endurance will be more, because the persons will feel less tired, less fatigue, there will be the less dehydration. Okay, if the persons is hydrated, endurance activity, whenever we do exercise, there will be the sweating, loss of important minerals due to which we feel fatigue, tiredness. But if we remain hydrated, our endurance will be more. These are the some physiological factors which determine endurance. Endurance means ability to resist fatigue, maximal oxygen uptake. If the maximum oxygen uptake increase, our endurance will improve. Pulmonary diffusion means exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide between lungs and the blood. Cardiac output means the amount of blood pumped out by the heart in 1 minute. Aerobic capacity means ability to do the activity for a long period of time at slow speed. Lactic threshold means ability of a muscle to tolerate lactic acid. Blood volume or flow. If the flow of blood is more, then if the flow of blood will be more, then our more oxygen will reach to the working muscles, which improve our endurance. Red muscle fibers, it contains more hemoglobin. There will be it contains more hemoglobin, more oxygen. It will carry more oxygen and hydration. These are the some factors which determine endurance. Next is speed. What are the next is strength. Okay. What are the physiological factors that determine strength? First is what are the physiological factors that determine strength? Strength, it is the ability of our muscles to overcome resistance. Okay, strength means ability to overcome resistance. Strength, it is of two types, static and dynamic. Static strength means ability to overcome resistance from a fixed point, from a single point. Dynamic means ability of a muscles to overcome resistance while in motion. It is of three types: maximal strength, explosive, strength, and last strength. These are the three types of dynamic strength. Dynamic means motion and static means fixed. Maximal strength means ability to overcome resistance, ability to overcome maximal resistance, for example powerlifting. Explosive strength means ability of a muscle to overcome resistance with high speed, for example jumping. Strength endurance means ability to overcome resistance under the condition of fatigue. For examples, in swimming, marathon running, you are in the condition of fatigue, and that condition also you have to overcome resistance. So first physiological factors that determine strength is muscle covering, okay, muscle covering, sarcolemma. Sarcolemma bind the muscle fibers, okay, sarcolemma, it bind the muscle fibers to work together. So if the muscle covering sarcolemma increase the muscle cross sections, the muscle cross sectional area will increase and helps to improve the strength, okay. Sarcolemma, it bind the muscle fibers. So if the sarcolemma, muscle covering sarcolemma increase, then the strength of a person will improve. Next is white muscle fibers. White muscle fibers, it is also known as fast twitch muscle fibers. White muscle fibers, it contains more connective tissue. Okay, white muscle fibers have more connective tissues and they bring fast and strong contraction. So, if the person has more white muscle fibers, he will have more strength. Next is muscle contraction. Muscle contraction. There are two types of muscle contraction means shortening and lengthening of muscles. Muscle contraction, it is of two types, concentric and eccentric. Concentric means shortening of muscles and eccentric means lengthening of muscles. So if the muscle contraction increase, then the strength of our muscles will be increased. Muscle length, okay. The length of the muscles also determine the strength. Usually long muscles, if the length of the muscle is long, then it will have more strength. Long muscles have more strength as compared to short muscles, small muscles. Next is nerve impulse. Nerve impulse means neuromuscular contractions. If the contraction, neuromuscular contraction, if there is strong nerve impulse bring powerful contractions of the muscles. So if the nerve impulse increase, then there will be the fast contractions, our strength will be more. Neuromuscular contraction, okay, the nerve impulse are the brain messages to the skeletal muscles to respond. So if the strong Strong nerve impulse bring powerful contractions between the muscles. Thus, the strength is high. Next is adequate energy. Adequate. If the person has more energy, he will have more strength. Adequate energy. If the person has high number of mitochondria, if there is high number of mitochondria in the muscle fibers, then it will produce more energy. It will produce more energy and strong. It will produce more energy. Then therefore there will be the more strength. Okay, adequate energy. If the number of mitochondria in the muscle fibers increase, then there will be the production of energy will be more, which help to increase the strength. Age. Usually the persons between the 20 to 40, the strength of the muscle is maximum between 20 to 40 years, and after that the strength of the muscle gradually decrease. Gender. Usually male have more strength as compared to females due to bigger and longer muscle length, because long muscles have more strength. Long and bigger muscles have more strength, and males have long and bigger muscles as compared to females. So male has more strength as compared to female. Next is body weight. Body weight, it also determines the strength. The person, usually the fatty person whose weight is more, he will have more strength as compared to lean and thin persons. Okay, weight also determines the strength. Heavy weight, if the person weight is more, he will have more strength. Myoglobin. Myoglobin, it is a type of protein present in the muscle fibers to store the oxygen which produce energy during emergency. Okay, myoglobin, it produces energy during emergency. So if the myoglobin and it is present in the muscle fibers, and if the myoglobin is more, our strength will be more because it produces energy during emergency. Myoglobin, it is a type of proteins which is present in the muscle fibers and store energy during emergency. So if the person has more myoglobin, he will have more endurance. These are the physiological factors which determine strength. Okay, muscle curving, sarcolemma, it bind the muscle fibers to work together. White muscle fibers have more connective tissue. Therefore, there will be the fast and strong contraction of the muscle contractions, length of the muscles, nerve impulse, adequate energy, age, genders, body weight, myoglobin. These are the physiological factors which determine the strength. Next is speed. What are the physiological factors that determine speed? Speed means ability of a person to do the activity as fast as possible. How fast the activity in a minimum time. Okay, speed means ability to do a movement as fast as possible in a minimum time. Speed, it is of four types: reaction time, accelerations, speed of movement, and locomotor ability. Okay, student, this topic we will discuss in our next video. Thank you.